Yanti deva vrita devan, pitran yanti pitra vrataha, bhutani yanti bhutejya, yanti madhya jino apimam. Hello friends. Friends, this is the 25th shlok of the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And today we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says, Yanti deva vrita devan, which means those who observe fasts for devas attain devas. Pitran yanti pitra vrataha, which means go to the ancestors, those who observe fast for the ancestors. Bhutani yanti bhutejya, which means those who worship the beings attain the beings. Yanti madhya jino apimam, which means and those who worship me indeed attain me. So in this shlok, Shri Krishna is telling Arjun that those people who perform sacrifice or who worship or who observe fasts, so in the sense that those who make an effort to attain the devas, they attain the devas. Those who make an effort to attain the ancestors, they attain the ancestors. And those who are worshipping the beings, they end up going to the beings, while those who worship me, they for sure will attain me. So the point that Shri Krishna is making over here is in relation to the idea that whatever you think about, that is what you become. So wherever your focus is in your life, that is what you will eventually attain. This basically comes from the very idea that, if you are thinking about something, then you are basically focusing all your attention to that. And when you are focusing all your attention to that, then your actions get inspired by that attention. So based on where you put your attention, that determines your action. Your actions then, when repeated over many times, form your sanskars, and your sanskars are basically what actually define you. So from your thoughts to who you actually are, there is this journey, and if you were to focus on any one thing, then you will eventually end up being there. So Shri Krishna over here mentioned that if you worship the devas, which means you are only striving to attain a particular aspect of the universe, then you will basically become that aspect of the universe. So as an example, if you worry too much about gaining money, then you will make an effort to attain money, and eventually you will become a person who has a lot of money. And so Kuber will then start to manifest through you. So you basically become Kuber. So for example, a very rich businessman who has invested in many different places, he basically just distributes his money in different places so that all the activities in this universe can go on. And so he has basically now embodied Kuber in himself. So that is what happens if you were to focus on a particular dev, whatever it is. If you were to worship your ancestors, then you are basically the one who gives a lot of respect to tradition in your society, and so you will then start focusing on the tradition and sustaining the tradition. And as you make more progress towards it, you yourselves will become some sort of an elder who is regulating the kind of traditions that are followed in a society. And so you become that trendsetter who will determine the tradition as they move forward. So in that sense, you look at your tradition and you become that force which basically sustains the tradition as it moves forward. And so you also become part of that whole thing, and the coming generations will consider you to be an ancestor also. So that way you become an ancestor. Similarly, if you were to be focused on a particular being, then you will become that particular being in itself. If you focus on a particular being, say you like dogs, say for example, or you like deers, for example, then if you are too attached to them, then eventually in your next birth or next to next birth, you might end up taking that particular body in itself of that particular animal. And so whatever you basically worship as beings, that is what you end up being. Similarly, Now Shri Krishna says that if you were to not focus on all these things but only focus on me, then you will attain me for sure. There is no doubt about it. So if we were to embody Shri Krishna, whatever his characteristics are, if we were to embody that in ourselves, then eventually we will attain his bhav, we will attain his characteristics. And that is the highest characteristic, because he has said that I am the lord of all the other devas. I am the one who is the president over the yajna which is going on in this universe over here. So if you were to take his characteristics, wherein you are pursuing the detached attitude towards world, wherein you are only thinking of the welfare of others, and you are not really worried about the fruits of your actions, you're not really attaching yourselves to any particular thing. So if you were to do like that, if you were to practice yoga, then you will attain his nature, and that is the highest nature. So that is what Shri Krishna is saying over here, that whatever you focus on, that is what you become. So if you focus on the devas, you will become a deva. If you were to focus on the ancestors, then you will become an ancestor. If you focus on a particular being, you will become that particular being. And if you were to focus only on me, then you will become me. And becoming him is the highest achievement. So we should all focus on that. So I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you. With that, I'll close this video. I will see you all in the next video. Take care.